Hi there. So in this video we are talking about something different. It's not Disney. Well, it is
it's
Disney.
Disney owned.
It's owned by Disney. We watch. Okay, so we watch all the Marvel movies in chronological order.
Available to you on Disney Plus.
Yeah. So there's a few movies that we weren't able to watch because they're not on Disney Plus.
3 movies. The Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, so in this video we are going to, these are movies that we've already seen, of course. Actually there's a couple that I did not watch.
Yep.
You've seen them all.
Yeah.
So we always wanted to watch them all in order and kind of to like get a better understanding of the whole what do you call it?
The whole experience, I would call it.
Yeah.
I would call it an experience. The Marvel movies are definitely an experience.
Yes. So now that we have Disney Plus, we were able to watch most of them. Like we just said, there's 3 of them that we couldn't watch. So yeah, and then we also wrote down our favorites. There's 20 movies on here, and we put like the number 1 is our favorite, and then all the way down to 20.
I love lists.
And this is just an opinion, guys. It doesn't mean that just because I'm saying that Avengers is my favorite movie, which is the best movie ever, that doesn't mean no, seriously, that doesn't mean this is just our opinion. This is just a fun video. We're not experts. We're just having fun, and this is just how we like the movies, right?
First, actually, so for those of you who don't know, the chronological order of the movies, I actually took in the liberty of writing them down for you guys to know. So if you're watching them by the appearance of characters within the story that Marvel had laid down for us with the lead up to Infinity War and Endgame, you would start with Captain America, the First Avenger, then Captain Marvel, then Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk, which like I said was one of the ones not on Disney Plus, Thor, The Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor Dark World, Captain America Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Avengers Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home. So, unfortunately, like I said, we weren't able to see those 3 movies, so they're not going to be on the lists. So,
what 3 movies was it?
Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man Homecoming,
which we've seen both. We went to the movies and we did see Spider-Man 1 and 2. I've never seen Hulk.
I have. So, they're a long time ago. I mean, these movies came out when I was young, and of course when you were young. But I saw Hulk when it came out. I've seen all the movies when they came out. I don't think the majority of these movies I have not seen and were midnight releases. Like almost all these were midnight release movies for me. Back when midnight releases were a thing. And then somehow, some way, movie theaters got smart and they stopped doing midnight releases and they started releasing them at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, so you couldn't claim matinee prices.
Alright, so moving on. We are going to say our favorite movies. So number 1 is going to be my favorite. Number 20 is going to be my least favorite. Doesn't mean I hate it. Doesn't mean I don't like it. It's just my least favorite. Please, this is just an opinion.
Don't judge.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Very different opinions. No far. There's some on here that are completely different.
Yeah. And that's okay. We're just doing this to have fun.
Yep.
We love Marvel. We love the Avengers. It's just something we like, and we thought it was a good thing to make a video of. So okay, here we go. My number 1 is Avengers.
And my number 1 is Infinity War.
I like Avengers. I went to the movies to see that movie, and I just thought it's really funny, and I love it. I've seen it a billion times. Like I used to know it like scene by scene almost. So that's my number 1.
I love Infinity War for the sole fact of it's the perfect combination of what these movies were building to. Like, you get to see the big bad do his thing. You get to see all these plot holes kind of come together to make a culminated story and make you feel for every character involved. Granted, there were some problems with the movie, like all these movies have some type of problem. They're not flawless movies, but to me, Infinity War is what we were looking for. What we got was, it was pretty good. It was really good. It was a really good movie.
Now, moving on to number 2, I put Endgame. I want to say that to me it's a really sad movie. When it came out, we went to see it, and that was the only time we seen it until now. It was the last movie, of course, that we watched, and when Tony dies, I couldn't do it. I literally had to get up and leave the room. I just couldn't.
I can vouch. She went to the bedroom. She got up and walked away to the bedroom.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
So it's a great movie. I like it. I like that we get to see everyone together, and that scene at the end when everybody starts showing up is just. So it is a sad movie. I will say that, but that is my number 2. What's your number 2?
My number 2 will be Captain America: Winter Soldier. If Infinity War didn't exist, this movie would be my number 1. Awesome action. The characters are great.
It was a good movie.
The build-up is great. There's not a slow point of the movie. It's also a great spy movie. The direction was great. Just a great movie. Just an awesome, awesome movie.
Okay, number 3. I have Captain America: First Avenger. One quick thing I want to say, we don't want to make this a super long video. I never watched this movie before. I did see the beginning when he's really skinny. That's it. I never finished the movie, so this was the first time I actually sat down and watched it. And let me tell you, I feel so much more respect and appreciation for Steve now. And not that I didn't like him before, but I was always more like, he's okay, like the typical superhero, but he's pretty amazing.
The story arc of Steve Rogers, Captain America, in the MC movies is tragic and beautiful all in the same motion.
Yeah.
Like, I understand people's love for Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark. Tony Stark's awesome. His Tony Stark's awesome. But Steve Rogers and Chris Evans' portrayal of Steve Rogers does not get enough, like, respect, I feel like.
It definitely earned my respect, though. And like I said, I do feel more appreciation now. So yeah, that is my number 3. What's your number 3?
My number 3 would be Captain America: Civil War. If you know anything about comic books, this is not the comic book Civil War. A, because Marvel didn't have all the rights to their characters to make the movie on them, but at the same time, it's a good telling of what the idea of what the comic Civil War was bringing to the big screen. They used all the events that they've been using within the MCU to build a good, like, hero versus hero story. This was our first time seeing Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
That was pretty cool.
The best. This is the first time we get to see Black Panther. Like, awesome movie. Awesome movie. I can't. Awesome movie. Just a good, fun ride.
So number 4?
Yep.
I have Guardians of the Galaxy. I love that movie. I love Chris Pratt.
Fun fact. She used to hate space movies. Everything that has to do with space. Science fiction. Everything.
But yeah, that's my number 4.
My number 4 will be Thor Ragnarok. I want to start off by saying I'm sorry, Thor, but your movies have sucked up until Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
When the trailer dropped for Thor Ragnarok, I was blown away. I did not expect the direction they were going, but I loved it. I love how Marvel turned, like, their cosmic world into this, like, fun, vibrant, like, quippy, funny, like, otherworldly feeling. Sorry for the pun, but it's very not earthy, like, very out of this world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Thor Ragnarok was. It was very vibrant, very colorful, very The music was good. The character was good. We get Hulk back. Everything was good.
And it was funny too. Funny movie.
Funniest of the Marvel movies, in my opinion. By far the funniest of the Marvel movies.
Okay. So, number 5, one of my favorites, Captain Marvel. My only thing that I want to say for this movie is that I knew nothing about this character. I don't read comic books. I like the movies. I like the characters. I don't read the comic books, but I really like her. I don't know if she's any different than the comic books. I like her movie. I love her in Endgame. I just love her, and I like the actress too. I think she did a really good job. So Captain Marvel is my number 5. What's yours?
Number 5 for me would be Avengers. I mean, I'm on the same page as her with Avengers. It's a really good movie. It's the first time you get to see all the characters put together. It's the first time, like, the thought of, like, hey, let's cross over, like, 5 different movies and put them into one movie. Maybe this is a thing. Maybe we can do more with this. It was the start of something. It's definitely that high on my list for that reason. Other than that, yeah.
Okay, so my number 6, it's Captain America, Winter Soldier. Same reason, like I just said, I like Captain America a lot now. Not that I didn't like him before, but it was a good movie, good action, and just a good movie. Like, that's all I have to say.
For me, it was Guardians of the Galaxy. Like I said, cosmic movies are great. They're super funny. I don't know why they thought making the cosmic related movies super funny, like, the thing to go to, but it works for it for some reason. I mean, when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, no one knew who these characters were. They were an oddball characters. Marvel was taking, like, a big risk by using these guys. Like, they were not mainstream characters in the comic books. Unless you were diehard fans of the comic books, you didn't know who they were. But Disney and Marvel Studios brought them into the mainstream. They brought us these characters that are amazing, but no one ever knew about. So, good job, Disney. Good job, Marvel.
All right, so now number 7.
Hey,
Captain America Civil War. That's for me. Same reason. I am a Spider-Man fan, and I do love Tom Holland. I will tell you, he's not my favorite Spider-Man. I do like him a lot. And I remember when the trailers were coming out for Civil War and we got to see him, I was like, oh my god. And that was really cool. Can you tell? I love Spider-Man. So yeah, that's my number 7. It was also a funny movie, and
that's the thing about Marvel movies.
Yeah.
They're funny. Like,
yeah.
I understand that's what they are. So, coming from, like, I know comic books and I know the characters.
Yeah.
Marvel has always been more on the lighter side of things. Yes, they can take things down a darker road, which is amazing. I love darker stories. They bring out the best in characters. They have good character building. But they're generally on the lighthearted-er side of things, and the movies definitely express that.
Yeah. So, what is your number 7?
Number 7 for me would be Avengers Endgame. So, most people I've ever talked to in my life say Avengers Endgame is their favorite movie, Marvel movie, if not a solo movie. I loved Avengers Endgame, but I wasn't in love with Avengers Endgame. This one I'm actually gonna throw some shade at. There's some problems with Avengers Endgame. There was a lot of plot holes that were open.
This is where we have different points of view, because you read the comic books, I don't. So I'm just,
well, this isn't even from a comic book standard. This is from, like, a cinematic standard, like, viewing movies. So, like,
gotcha.
Carla watches movies and it's like, I enjoy this movie because it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
I watch movies and I analyze them a little bit too much, mind you, a little bit too much.
Yes.
But there were some plot holes in the movie. Like, their explanation of time travel wasn't very concise. One minute there's a different route that you can make if you're making a timeline, or the next route is like, hey, you change your future, it's going to be changed in the future. So like at one point it didn't make sense that future Nebula killed younger Nebula, but now older Nebula exists. I don't want to get into it, but there's plot holes with the time travel stuff that really made me angry.
Yeah. Maybe we can do a video just talking about Endgame, because
that is a lot. That's a lot to take in.
It's the final movie. It's the end. So that's There's a lot to say.
Later date maybe. We'll revisit it.
Yeah. So number 8, Infinity War is for me. I don't have a lot to say. I like that it starts bringing all the characters back. I'm not a big fan of Thanos. I mean, to me, he's just the typical scary guy. I just don't care for him, to be honest with you. I know that a lot of people like him, and that's okay. That's just my number 8, so I don't have anything to say.
Say hi.
Okay, so what's your number 8?
Black Panther. Black Panther to me was such a breath of fresh air of a movie. Like, so we got introduced Black Panther in Civil War. T'Challa. Really strong screen presence. Like, when he was on the screen, you felt it. Like, it's like he was on the screen to like have revenge for his father being murdered. You understood why he was doing what he was doing, and you felt for him. But his solo movie came out during like everyone's rush to be like, what's coming up with Avengers, like what's it gonna culminate to, what are all these pieces gonna do. But Black Panther was just a good solo movie. It was a breath of fresh air within the Marvel like cinematic landscape. Like, yes, it brought more to the character that they introduced in Civil War, but like it opened up a whole new aspect of what the movies were doing.
All right, moving on to number 9. I have Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man. I just like him. Funny movie. I like the character. I really like the idea of you being able to get bigger or smaller, especially smaller. It's just fun. So that's my number 9.
Number 9 for me was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm getting more into the movies where like they kind of left a meh feeling on me. Okay, so when I went to the movie theaters to see this, I went to the theaters to see Guardians of the Galaxy twice. The first one twice. That's how good it was for me. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I went in with high expectations and left with meh expectations. I've watched it, I think, twice since then. Once with you for the first time so you could see it, and then the second time at home viewing for this like chronological order list that we're doing. It's subpar. Like, I like Kurt Russell as a character, like his character he plays, I like him, but like it's a man movie.
All right, so number 10, we are halfway through the list. So my number 10 is Thor Ragnarok. Same reason, I like him. I don't like Thor with short hair. I just want to say that. I know many people do. I'm not a fan. I think he needs...
Short hair works.
I think he needs his long, beautiful blonde hair. So that's my number 10.
My number 10 would be Captain America, the First Avenger.
Okay.
I wanted to put this higher on my list, honestly. I did. But the movies I put on the list are rewatchability movies. So, like, my highest ranked movies are ones I could easily pop in and be like, oh, look, hey, let's watch this. Or like, hey, a friend's over. Have you ever seen the Marvel movies? I'm going to show them this movie. If I want to show someone Marvel movies to start off with, it's not going to be First Avenger. First Avenger is campy. It is so campy. It's like watching like an 80s, 90s action movie, but for Marvel. I love them. I love them personally. I love it personally. But other people would not. But as a rewatchable movie, it's lower on the list because I would rather watch Infinity War or rather watch Winter Soldier, which is the better of the Captain America movies.
In your opinion?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So My number 11 is Iron Man 3. I do want to say really quick that this is the first Iron Man movie that I watched, and I actually went to see it when I was in high school. We had like a field trip to watch this movie, so I guess
That's a pretty awesome field trip.
Yeah, so I guess that's why this one is my top one of the Iron Man movies. So yeah, that's my number 3. I like him, and he's one of my favorite characters, and yeah, I just like that movie.
All right, number 11 for me is Doctor Strange. Fun story. This one I'm actually split on more. Really, really, really like Doctor Strange, and I really, really, really like the visuals of this movie, but I really, 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 really hate the villain. So, you stop that. Marvel has a really bad track record of having great protagonists, but really terrible antagonists. Most of their movies, they do their bad guys dirty. Like, they don't give them a good spotlight. And then the good ones that they have had prevail. You have people like Thanos. You have villains like Killmonger. You have villains like Loki. Well, Loki's more of like an anti-hero now. That's a little tidbit. But like, they have good ones in their repertoire, but all the other ones they've used in their solo movies, poop. Big old poop. And Doctor Strange suffered from that a lot, in my opinion.
Alright, so my number 12, it's Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie. Nothing to say, I just gave it a number.
You're at that point where you just give it numbers, right?
Kinda.
Yep.
Kinda.
Alright, for me, we're on 12, right? Captain Marvel. I know you really like this movie, and I can understand like why someone really like this movie. I know a bare minimum about the character. I didn't ever like the character growing up too much, but the world that they were building around her, I really like. But how she gets her powers, everything's tied into the Infinity Stones in this first like 3-phase like synopsis Marvel did of their movies, and I don't like how characters are getting their powers through the stones. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of how they did her in the movie. But I do like the Skrulls, and I do like the Kree being introduced. I'm wishful hoping for what they're gonna do in their upcoming movies with those factions.
They're doing a second one, right?
They're doing Captain Marvel too.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
I think so. Number 13, it's going to be Iron Man 2 for me. Again, I just gave it a number. It was an okay movie. I don't know that I would watch it again. I didn't hate it, but
you have all the Iron Mans.
Yeah.
In the same ranking.
What's your number 13?
Number 13 for me was Age of Ultron. This movie, oh my god. So, imagine being younger, going to see the Avengers movie. Oh man, such a great time to be alive. Now fast forward a couple years, and you go to see Avengers Age of Ultron. Your hype level is through the roof. You go in, and you see Age of Ultron. You walk out, you are depressed. I could talk hours about this movie. I will say I don't like Ultron. The name of the character in the title of the movie I do not like. So why would I like the movie around the character of the title character? Let's leave it at that.
All right, so my number 14 is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp. I like the first Ant-Man a lot. The second one, I know this is probably silly, but I would have liked if it would have been more just him. Like, I don't really care for her that much. So it was just an okay movie. It was good and fun, and that one connects to
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
This in the chronological timeline when I rattled them off a little bit ago. I said Ant-Man after Infinity War, but Ant-Man is taking place while Infinity
Right.
War is actually, like, the movie Infinity War is, like, kind of taking place. Because at the end credit scene, when Thanos does his thing, is when you actually see Thanos does his thing on Earth. So, yeah. That's kind of where, that's why it's, like, between.
It's kind of at the same time.
It's ambiguous. It's an ambiguous, like, timeline with those two.
Yeah. So, what is your number 14?
Number 14 for me is Iron Man 3. So, I like Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark. But I like Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark not in the Iron Man movies. I like him when he's in being featured, or if he's a supporting character in Captain America movies, or if he's duo partnering with Captain America in Avengers movies. His solo outings were weak for me. I don't like the villains. I don't like the story. I don't like the plot. Like, he's funny and quippy, and that's the only thing that saves the movies for me. But that's Robert Downey Jr. as an actor, not as the character. So.
All right. My number 15, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I was disappointed when I watched this movie because I liked the first one so much, and the second one to me was so like I already knew who the bad guy was gonna be. I knew the dad wasn't a good guy. It was just really like, you know what was gonna happen.
It was very telltale. I now that you say that, I can actually. I could see that why it's being so low on my list as well. Like,
Yeah.
not as low as yours, but I can see
Yeah.
why I ranked it so low. I could tell what was gonna happen.
It was just, like I said, disappointing to me because I liked the first one so much. And then the second one, they gotta bring the dad, and like, I don't know. To me, it was just like.
I mean, they had to explain why he could hold a stone at the end of the movie. That's about it.
know,
That's
but-
about it. It was just like tying up. Like, that's the thing, is like they're tying up loose ends.
Right. It makes sense. So that is my number 15. What's yours?
Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, once again, I like the actor. Like, she likes the actor for the Ant-Man movies. That's why I like them. And the visuals. So the visuals play heavy for this movie. It's like Doctor Strange, how I said about how I like the actor and the visuals, but it's a terrible villain. Same thing with the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. There was no actual real villain in this movie. It was more of like a search and rescue movie with like a little side plots going on. There was never a real villain. And I like a superhero movie where there's a definitive villain, like a definitive antagonist. Like, they are there for a purpose, and they're there to cause a ruckus. But they're there for a purpose. And Ant-Man and the Wasp didn't have that. But they did have a great lead actor. And I liked Hope Van Dyne's Wasp. And I liked the visuals. But other than that, the movie itself, not a good story. Not a good story.
Alright, so number 16 for me is Thor. Never watched this movie before until we did this recently. And I like Thor, you know, but he's not my favorite characters. There's other Avengers that I like more than him. So the movie was just okay. I love Loki. I love him. Thor.
Only redeeming thing in the Thor movies.
Yeah.
The first two is Loki.
He's just great.
Only thing.
Love him. So that's all I have to say for that.
What number was it?
16.
16. Okay. Ant-Man for me. Ant-Man 2 added on to the visuals of Ant-Man. That's all it did.
So you like the second one more?
I like the visuals for Ant-Man and the Wasp better. You have the more of the quantum realm stuff, and you have the Giant Man and the Ant-Man stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just same exact thing I said about Ant-Man, but lesser.
17 is gonna be Doctor Strange. I never watched the movie before until we did this. To me, it was just a movie. I don't really care for the character. I mean, he's cool and everything, and he seems like a really smart guy. It is just not my favorite movie. So, what's yours?
I'm gonna piggyback off of her. My last 17 through 20.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, might get flack for it, but my number 17 is Iron Man 2. A lot of people hate Iron Man 2. That'd be their number like bottom of the list. But compared to Iron Man 1, to me, Iron Man 2 is better. It improved on things that Iron Man did, I like the introduction of Rhodey. I like the cast change of Rhodey. I like Don Cheadle better than Terrence Howard, personally. I also like the villain better than Obadiah Stane. Sorry, homie, but your bald head don't do it for me.
Okay.
But yeah.
Alright, so 18, Age of Ultron. I love Avengers first. That's my number one movie. And then I go to see this movie, and it's just like, what? And I know some of it probably makes sense to you because you read the books. We already said all that.
Yep.
I don't read the books. I just watch the movies. So going to the movies to see that and seeing the end, how you just see Hulk leaving, and it was just like, what? And I'm still not a fan of it. I hate Ultron.
My anger for Ultron, the movie, I actually will talk about this because you brought it up. My anger for Ultron actually stems from the comic books. Ultron is supposed to be a cold, calculated, unhumanistic robot. And these movies made him like Tony Stark and Bruce Banner and the Mind Gem, and they just combined all these personalities into a character that should not existed.
I also hate the way he looks. Like, I
don't either. I don't like. I like if they had a retro look.
I'm just not a fan, guys.
Sorry.
So,
I stole the spotlight.
Alright, so what's your 18? We're almost done.
Okay, so 18's Iron Man. Like I said, bald boy Obadiah Stane ruined that movie for me. Honestly.
Alright, so 19 is Thor Dark World. Nothing to say, guys. What's your 19?
Thor. Movie blue. Like, my boy Thor. If all your movies were Thor Ragnarok, all of them were like Thor Ragnarok, you'd be at the top. But your first two outings, boy, you had it rough. I'm glad you're sticking out for the rest of these Marvel movies, Chris Hemsworth, because I want to see more Ragnarok from you.
Alright, so my last one, again, my last four is just, they're all on the same level. My last one is Black Panther, and I have nothing against the movie. I'm just not a big fan of the story. Just not a fan. We do want to mention here that when we heard about the actors,
Chadwick Boseman.
Yes, when we heard what happened to him, we were both really sad.
Yeah,
and
it was really shocking.
It's just crazy because nobody knew that this guy was sick, and he did all these movies sick, and it's just really, really sad. But it's just sad. The movie itself is just not my favorite, but I do feel really, really sad for what happened, and I'm glad that they're trying to keep his memory alive, and just a really sad thing that happened. And
yeah,
I don't know, I wonder what they're gonna do with, because he was getting ready to start the second movie.
Yeah, number 2 wasn't already being talked about for production value.
Yeah.
Rumors in the air. I don't know who out there likes rumor mill or not, but they're talking about the actress that played Shuri, just having her take over the role as like the sister. They're writing off T'Challa in the movies somehow. Don't know how they're gonna do it yet, but they're gonna write him off. So that's a good way to go, in my opinion.
So they're gonna make him die in the movie, or
either die. We don't know.
Okay.
They're writing him off.
So he's okay.
He's gonna not be in the movies anymore, but they're gonna give us a reason why. But Shuri has been looked at for taking the mantle of the Black Panther, or they might be bringing Killmonger back. So
and that's that. I think that's one of the reasons also that I don't care for the movie. Like, I didn't care for the villain. I
loved him personally. I loved him. I think him and Thanos are the best two Marvel villains.
Really?
Yep,
okay.
I do.
All right. Well, what's your number 20?
Or Dark World. I don't even want to. I don't want to put more of an emphasis on how much the Thor movie's blue. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, Taika Waititi, like, I know you're probably never going to watch this, but, like, man, if you had gotten a hold of those first 2 Thor movies, you would have done so much better for them. If you make any more Thor's outings or anything he's in, I will watch it. I will pay money over and over again. You keep doing you. Our
top 20, we did not include Spider-Man on here because we technically didn't watch it.
No, we did what the Disney Plus available to us. So
right.
if you guys wanted to ever do this, this is what we were giving you as like a criteria for the movies, and then just like a fun little like opinions.
Yeah, it was a fun thing to do, and
It was a long thing to do, let me tell you that.
yeah,
Like, between juggling jobs and a toddler,
yeah,
like, it took a while. Like, there was a couple nights where we split a movie into 3 parts, basically,
Yes.
and just watched, like, 30 minutes a night. But, you know, it's fun.
yeah.
It's fun. But
it was really fun, and I think it's something that I'd recommend. Do it with either your significant other or your friends or
by yourself.
by yourself.
Or by yourself. Don't
Totally
just single
fine.
yourself out. Just do it by yourself.
Yeah, it was fun, and yeah, we just wanted. I know the video might be a little long. We just kind of wanted to.
Yeah, we're still getting the hang of this. I mean, if anybody's out there watching all of them, good job hanging out with us.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, we really appreciate you if you watch this video all the way through. Yeah, just thank you, and if you have any comments, like we said, we love Marvel. This one right here, he's all about it. So any comments, always put some comments on here, and we can talk. And like I said, this is our opinion. Doesn't mean it is the best movie. Doesn't mean it's the worst movie.
Just what we enjoyed.
Yeah, just how we feel. And yeah, we just wanted to show you, and we hope you enjoy this video.
All right.
Thank you.
Peace.